Hello and welcome to the Maple Grove City Report. I'm Dave Kaiser from CCX Media, along with Maple Grove City Administrator Heidi Nelson. Welcome, Heidi. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Dave. I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. We are here to talk about the meeting from the 21st, about an hour and 21 minutes in length. There was a work session that happened after it, and also a number of things going on in the city, as you might guess, with summer. So we'll talk about those in the next few minutes here. Let's begin with the council meeting. One item pulled from consent. Tell us a little bit about this special donation to DARE.
Yeah, so this was to accept donations to the police department's DARE program in memory of Henry Jaeger. Henry, of course, was the husband of Councilmember Karen Jaeger, and Henry was a longtime supporter of the DARE program and of the police department. So really nice to have this contribution to DARE in memory of Henry.
Let's continue talking about the police department with a few new oath of office. We've been talking about this over the past couple meetings, that this has been some catch-up time. Tell us about the special events that happened on the 21st.
Yeah, so I think with these two swearing-ins, we're kind of caught up. We'll have another one for the fire department later in July, but we were happy to be able to swear in Officer Jacob Hatzenbeller and Officer Robert Johnson. They both completed their field training, and so now are out on the street. And so we just want to welcome them to the department and thank them for their service and for their families as well.
Congratulations to both. Moving ahead, a few public hearings on the 21st. The first related to just some corporate changing of a local business that people might know in town. What happened here?
Yeah, so we needed to reissue the liquor license. It's a wine and 3-2 malt liquor license for Chuck E. Cheese. They went through a corporate restructure, and so they've changed from a corporate standing to an LLC. And so there was this process to reissue the liquor license under their new name.
Next public hearing related to a gravel road that still, yes, exists in a busy part of Maple Grove. An interesting story here. Tell us a little bit about this easement and the gravel road, which now has a new owner.
Yeah, so this was an area down off of 63rd Avenue, east of Balsam Lane, around Eagle Lake. And so Three Rivers Park District has some land holdings down there, some access to the lake. So this was an old city right-of-way. The city was still maintaining that roadway down there. And through discussions with Three Rivers Park District, it was their desire to kind of take back ownership of that road, look at it more of as a park access road, and then they would take responsibility for the maintenance as well. They do own all the land kind of on either side of that roadway, so I think it made sense for that area to be part of their park asset down there. So with this vacation, then the city would relinquish control of that area, and that would be controlled and maintained by Three Rivers Park District.
Move ahead now to community development. At the meeting on the 21st, something we've been talking about for a couple of recent meetings is the sign at the football field, a new sign going up there. Yep. This was tabled. Tell us about that tabling process and then what happened at the last meeting.
Yeah, so we had this in front of the council at the first meeting in June and then needed to redo some notice due to some addressing issues. So we got that notice out again to allow the neighbors up there to come and comment or email to comment about any concerns they had about this sign. But this is really to go with a video scoreboard up at the high school in the stadium. Couple changes. So the scoreboard would be located on the south end of the field and then, be visible to the north. Mm-hmm. And then there'd be some changes to the sound system as well. So some of the concerns raised by the neighbors to the south were, of course, about, any light shed as well as noise. This is an LED video scoreboard. They tend to kind of light from within and not have a tremendous amount of shed off of the scoreboard or off of the face of the scoreboard. In addition, the sound system would be focused more to the north. So I think based on comments from the school district as well as the sign vendor, they anticipate that, the impacts could be even less to the neighborhood to the south. But this project will move forward. This did get approval. It'll move forward this summer in hopes of having it in place for the fall football season. The school district did provide a portion of the funding for this, but then the Football Booster Club provided the majority of the funding for this, for the improvements up there at the high school.
Another item under community development that is coming back before the council, or did come back before the council, is the office building along 73rd. And again, this has a little bit of an interesting story with it as well of who actually owns the property. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so this is a property that's been owned by Clear Channel. There's a couple of billboards. We don't have a lot of billboards in Maple Grove. We don't allow them by code. These are kind of two grandfathered ones that have been there for many years. They're kind of shorter and smaller. You might not even notice them anymore as you're going on 694. They're on the south side, but Clear Channel has owned that property, and there was a kind of some higher ground to the far east end of this parcel that is a buildable site, but there was nothing constructed there. So Steve Fisher has been working with Clear Channel to bring forward a project on that site. This is for a new Keller Williams office, real estate office that'll be located there. Really attractive building, just a one-story office building, nice stone and metal glass architecture there. And then Clear Channel would continue to have the billboards on the site and have access to those for maintaining them. We do anticipate Clear Channel will be coming back to talk with the council. They've had expressed some interest in changing those billboards out there that are static right now into the digital format. So we were working with them to understand, again, back to kind of this light shed issue, right. Understanding what that light shed might look like. We have residential, homes to the south there on the south side of 73rd. So we're taking a look at their plans and kind of checking that with engineering. And we would anticipate that Clear Channel might be back in front of the council later this fall to talk about those billboards. But for this, that development project did get development stage plan approval, and likely see some activity out there this summer and into the fall. Okay,
very good. Let's move up near 610. And as you might expect, medical is the name of the game up there, and a medical office building coming. Give us a little recap of this discussion and what might be coming.
Yeah, so this is up kind of north of 610, west of the Maple Grove Parkway area, kind of over in the Austin Mutual Bell Bank next to that building. Really nice medical office building. Mark Davis brought this one forward with Ken Streeter, and this is going to be the home of Minji, which is a gastroenterology practice. They have a location in Plymouth today, but this will be a really nice addition up there, kind of in our medical services healthcare area up by the hospital.
Very good. Let's move over near the 994 County 30 area. We have got a new grocery store that is coming, and this is part of the TRICARE development. This was before the council again at an earlier time. Tell us what was discussed at the last meeting.
Yeah, so this is in a smaller footprint grocery store with Indian food focused. And so it's part of a national chain, Desi Brothers Farmers Market Grocery. They have stores currently in Texas as well as Memphis, Tennessee. So we're excited to be kind of their first Minnesota store. And I think this will be really well received up there. They have a lot of fresh produce. They even have kind of a deli where you could go in and get takeout food, that kind of a thing. So nice development up there. And this will be just kind of north of AutoZone and the Walgreens up in there, kind of up behind Menards. So up in that area.
Something to look for up there. All right, now on to some reports from different departments throughout the city of Maple Grove. First from Community Economic Development. Again, mentioned was the LCD billboard and some of that investigation and discussion that is going on. Planning Commission not meeting until the 26th of July. What is coming up on their agenda?
Yeah, so we'll have the Cub Foods liquor store in front of the Planning Commission late July. As you might recall, the council just recently heard their application for a new off-sale liquor license there. So the Cub's intention is to build a new standalone liquor store kind of in the northwest corner of their existing parking lot at the Cub Foods store. This is kind of one of their first standalone. Sometimes it's incorporated into the store or kind of a side-by-side with the grocery store. This will be a standalone store out at the edge of the parking lot. So this one will get reviewed by the liquor license was approved and approved contingent on them getting development approvals for the new store. So that'll be reviewed by the Planning Commission on the 26th. And then we have Crocus Grove, which is a 52-lot single-family development up on kind of the Dayton border. This is a project that connects through the city of Dayton up there, and it's just north of the Rush Creek corridor. So we already have one subdivision up there that is a Maple Grove subdivision, connects up through Dayton. So this is kind of a further extension of that project up there. So Pulte's bringing that one forward, and that'll be in front of the Planning Commission again on July 26th.
Very good. And one final note was there is a grand opening coming for a new bank that is going where an old bank used to be. Tell us what that location is.
Yeah, so this is Falcon National Bank. They have acquired the Eagle Community Bank that was up right up of Upland Lane, just kind of across the street from the big Park Nicollet Clinic there.
Okay.
So they're going to be celebrating their grand opening here next Tuesday afternoon.
Welcome to them. Moving
Yep.
ahead to Ken Ashfield, talking a little bit about public works and city engineering, and I-94 always on the top of the list. How
Yeah.
are we doing out on the interstate? What is the latest?
Yeah, a lot of activity out there. They've had some overnight closures. So if you're northbound 494, going to go up the 94 corridor, they've had some closures overnight as they move traffic around and move some of those barriers to redirect traffic out on the corridor. So a lot of moving pieces out there right
Sure.
now, and a lot of construction activity. So just, keep a heads up. The MnDOT website is really up to date with kind of what the current closures or restrictions are. They do tend, keep traffic moving during the daytime hours, but if you have to travel the corridor overnight, or, around that midnight hour till early in the morning, that's where they try to do some of those closures to get some of that work done. That's really hard to do under traffic. So pay attention to that. And then again, just, if you have an alternative to stay off the corridor right now, that might not be a bad idea. And if you are out there, just ask for you to really monitor your speeds and monitor the folks that are working out there on the corridor, as it is a little tight in some areas.
Very true. 'Tis the season for construction work on the roads. Let's move over to County 30. What is the county doing there, and how is the city involved in helping maybe some pedestrians out in that area as well?
Yeah, so the county's doing some work on County Road 30 from I-94 over to County Road 81. So really pretty much across that whole east side of Maple Grove, resurfacing, some seal coating, that kind of a thing. And they're doing it under traffic. So you'll see a lot of cones out there moving traffic from side to side. That work I think it's predicted to last just a few weeks here. And then we are doing some pedestrian improvements at the large lane crossing, which is a little bit further to the east end. And so we'll be kind of incorporating that into some of this work. So if you're traveling County Road 30, watch for some of those lane restrictions and that county work that's going on out there.
Final note from Ken was talk about water, which I'm sure a lot of cities are talking about right now.
Yeah.
What is the look as far as water in the city of Maple Grove and the demand that is coming?
Yeah. So, it's been an interesting spring, of course, with things getting really hot, really quick, and then no rain for quite some time. We had a little bit on Sunday, but, probably not enough to put a dent in things. And so, and of course, we're doing the water tower, the Ranch View water tower up on the north end of town. And when we do those water tower reconditioning projects, we tend to try to start them as soon as we can in the construction season, and then have them done by middle of July to be done in advance of kind of the heat and dry part of the summer.
Exactly.
So that's been a big deal for us. That takes 2 million gallons of storage out of play for us. And so we've been doing a few things. We've turned on every well we have, and we're pumping as fast as we can, blending some water. Our water treatment plant can only handle so much water through it at any time. And so we're doing some blending right now, and just monitoring how that's going. So we just ask that we don't have any formal watering restrictions. We really ask that folks, don't water during the middle of the day, that really 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. time. It's really, most of the water evaporates. The most productive time to water from an irrigation perspective is, late into the evening, overnight, early morning timeframe. So we really ask folks to kind of comply with that. We've done some, outreach to our homeowners associations, as well as our property management folks for commercial industrial properties, just trying to help with that volume demand that we see, during the daytime hours. So we're hanging in there right now, and hope that water tower can get done and come back online quickly. And we've had a little reprieve from the heat here, and certainly without the rain, the mowing has slowed, and maybe so I do know folks are still trying to keep those yards alive and landscape and not, but just looking for people to help us out a little bit, and maybe cut back on the watering where you can. And then if you're going to water, maybe make it overnight and late into the evening or early morning hours.
Some very good advice. Final notes from the meeting on the 21st. You had a couple items to mention. One is the special session. You're keeping an eye towards St. Paul.
Yeah, we continue to monitor what's happening down in St. Paul. I think things have gotten a little feisty in the last few days down there, but we're hoping that they're going to get their work done here by the end of the year. Of course, the tax bill is of interest to us. We do have the issue of a local option sales tax in there, and that's related to the community center project. So we continue to monitor that. as the special session comes to a close, hopefully.
All right. We want to mention as well, no council meeting coming up early in July, no meeting on the 6th, and that is because of the holiday, correct? So how does that affect the city offices as well?
Yeah, so we won't have a council meeting on the 6th. Our city offices will be closed on July 5th in honor of the holiday that, of course, falls on Sunday the 4th. We will have our next meeting will be July 19th. So we usually know this is coming in terms of our workload. So we always try to have a little bit bigger meeting, the last meeting in June. And then I think that second meeting in July will be a little bit longer agenda as well. So.
And this will be the last time we're together before Maple Grove Days. So we want to spend a few minutes to talk about that big event. Tell us about what people should come and see and when Maple Grove Days is.
Yeah, so Maple Grove Days runs the middle of July, starts, I think the parade is on the 15th. We have coronation for the ambassadors on the 16th, all the big events at the community center, Town Green, Central Park on Saturday, the 17th, and then fireworks that night. So I think Maple Grove Days is going to look pretty much like normal this year. Everything, seems to be falling into place for that normal parade, and Coronation's changed its venue to Town Green. So that's a little bit different. That's usually up at the high school. Right. So lots of information out there on their website, maplegrovedays.org, I believe is their website. Or if you just search Maple Grove Days, you can get information, and they're pretty prominent on social media as well. So everybody's looking forward to getting back to a normal Maple Grove Days this year. Definitely.
And you had it right, maplegrovedays.org for people to find out more information. Final note from the 21st, there was a closed session that happened after the regular meeting, and there was one main topic, and that was Lifetime Fitness. Give us a little recap of that.
Yeah. So, prior to the pandemic, as we were looking at our planning for the the community center renovation and expansion project, we were in discussions with Lifetime Fitness with regard to the acquisition of their building. They had been in discussions with us about their desire to build a new club in Maple Grove. That as our community center is almost 25 years old, that building is aging to that point as well. And I think some of the new things that they've been doing around the country, they were interested in having that in the Maple Grove market as well. That kind of got put on pause during the pandemic. And now in recent weeks, in the last couple months, our discussions with Lifetime Fitness we've re-engaged with them, and they're interested in moving forward with that plan again of building a new club in Maple Grove. So the opportunity to acquire this space, I think, is really sort of opportunistic. I think it does a few things for us. We're physically connected with that building, not only in our pools, but also there's, physical pedestrian connections indoors of that building. And so, we have a vested interest in who is in that space. And we have a desire to see that space integrated with the community center. Our current agreements with Lifetime are pretty limiting to us. When that deal was done, when the community center was originally built, and getting that group to come along and do that fitness part of it, the city gave up some rights in that. And so we aren't able to host fitness classes in our community center. So yoga or adult fitness, any of those things, we have to go find other spaces in the community to hold those classes. And we also can't have any fitness equipment in our facility. So it really kind of limits what we can offer to the community, and create some challenges for us in terms of offering those fitness classes. And so that's been a kind of a long-term goal of the city, is to try to get out from underneath those agreements. And so we see this opportunity to acquire that space as helping us with both of those things, that we would get out from under those agreements, but also we would then kind of have control of that space and be able to utilize that for the city's purposes or for the community center's purposes. It does have a relationship to the community center project, which we are still in the process of yet trying to define exactly what that project might be. And of course, we're working on a couple different financing tools that at the state legislature. But I think, this opportunity with Lifetime is really, for us to secure that space, take control of that, regain our ability to, deal with fitness classes and that fitness space. And if we, end up doing something less on the community center, I think this still makes sense. And maybe we would do a smaller facelift kind of a thing. But I think it's kind of opportunistic at this time, and that Lifetime's ready getting ready to go. And we really, feel it's important that the city kind of has control of that space, given how integrated it is with our community center building in terms of, some other user moving in there that we might not have, control over the same relationship. So we did have discussions with the council, kind of terms and conditions of what an acquisition might look like. And so we'll be getting down the road with Lifetime, and we'll continue to report back to the council on that. But that's kind of the approach that we're taking, and kind of the why at this time. Why would we look at this at this time?
All right. We'll keep viewers up to date as that moves along. That is the meeting then from the 21st, again, about an hour 21. We'll give you the city's website in just a minute to find out more information about some of those items that were covered, and also a lot of these items that are coming up, a lot going on in the city. We mentioned Maple Grove Days is coming up, and you recently had a part of Maple Grove Days with the ambassadors. They came and visited you.
Yeah, they did. And so this is part of their annual process, is to come do a visit at the government center. We talk about kind of all the services that we provide here at this facility, as well as all of our facilities throughout the city. And then they have an opportunity to go tour the police department. It's a little more exciting in the police department than here, right. Just the office space at the government center. They get to go in the detention facility, see squad cars, that kind of thing.
Sure.
So that's always fun and just great. About 12 young women involved with the ambassador program this year. And just a special shout out to Ella and Grace for those two ambassadors that were from 2019.
Yes.
They've now served for 2 years, and they've been very gracious, and they're giving their time to the community. So we really want to thank them for their continued service. And I'm sure they're looking forward to coronation. Now they're well into college and have moved through. So, but they've been really good sports about kind of continuing on. And so we look forward to coronation on Friday night, July 16th at 6 p.m. And again, that'll be at Town Green this year. So a change to the venue.
Very good. Best of luck to all of the candidates. We want to talk about C-Click Fix for just a minute. And as it relates to grass clipping and all of that, tell us about C-Click Fix and how that can be used by residents.
Yeah, so C-Click Fix is either an app or through the website. You can report any code enforcement issues that you see out in the community. It's really you can take a picture and submit that. We see a lot of, we were before things got really dry, a lot of grass, long grass types of complaints, that kind of a thing. So we're willing to take those there. And it gets right to the staff that can respond to those types of issues. And so just as a reminder, the maximum height allowed for grass growth in the city of Maple Grove is 8 inches. And so if you see concerns in your neighborhood, please pass those along via C-Click Fix.
Great. It is garage sale season, and the city has a couple quick reminders for those that are having garage sales. What do we need to keep in mind?
Yeah, so we have an easy to remember 3-4-5 for residents about garage sales. So the duration of a garage sale cannot exceed 3 consecutive days. Okay. Sales are limited to 4 separate sales per year. And then signs announcing the sale may be posted for a 5-day period. So we really do ask people, to get out. If you have a garage sale and you post a sign, please go pick it up and off the right of way, just to clean that up. But I think just a quick way to remember the 3-4-5 of garage sales.
Very nice way to remember. Photo contest is underway. People can submit photos. You mentioned Maple Grove Days, a lot of photos taken there. What is the deadline for this contest this year?
Yeah, so entries are accepted through noon on July 13th, and we have a portal on our website so you can submit your photos there, all the information there, really easy to upload. Everybody's, digital photos today, so really easy to upload those to the website.
Quick note about some new firefighters and always the look for maybe some additional firefighters and some recruitment efforts. What's up in the fire department?
Yeah, so we recently had 8 new members of the Maple Grove Fire Department graduate from the West Suburban Fire Academy in the class of 2021. So that's exciting. We're excited for them to get underway with the department. And then, of course, we're in our recruitment period for firefighters. And we have our final information session scheduled for Saturday, July 10th at 10 a.m. at Station 5. All the information is located on mgfire.info. So details about the information session and the information that's shared there, how to apply. Again, applications are accepted through July 18th. And we just encourage everybody, anyone that's considering or looking at an opportunity to give back to the community, we provide all the training and education that you need to be a firefighter. You don't have to come with those qualifications in hand. And so we're really just looking for folks who are interested in getting involved in the community and giving back. So if you're interested, one more information session pending in early July.
Very good. National Night Out, a annual favorite, is coming back once again as well. What is the date this year, and how can residents and neighborhoods get involved?
Yeah, it'll be good to be out in our neighborhoods again.
Yes.
We missed that last year. So Tuesday, August 3rd is our National Night Out event. It's always the first Tuesday in August. And if you're interested in hosting a neighborhood gathering, we do have an online form on the city's website that you can complete. You can also call Todd Strigi in the police department. He coordinates our National Night Out activities. And so we just encourage everybody to get engaged with National Night Out this year. I think it'll be a big year for this event.
Something else that's coming up that's going to be big for a number of neighborhoods is equipment replacement for playgrounds. Tell us about some of the meetings that are coming up and how residents can get involved there.
Yeah, so we're doing playground replacement at Donahue South Park, Boundary Creek Park, and then Scott Jonquil Park. And so on June 29th, Parks and Recreation staff are holding neighborhood public meetings to gather feedback for playground replacement designs at those three parks. And so they'll all be held that evening. Donahue Park is from 5 to 5:45. Boundary Creek from 6:15 to 7, and then Scott Jonquil Park from 7:15 to 8. And then staff would plan to bring those playground designs to the July Park Board meeting. So if you're interested in getting out there and you live in that neighborhood and you want to provide some input to what that playground equipment might look like, we encourage you to attend. And if you have questions, you can give a call over to the community center and talk to some of our Parks and Recreation staff.
Very good. Great opportunity. Well, it has been hot, as we all know. Don't need to say that. And so people might be looking to swim, and you have some great places in town to do that. Where are they?
Our community center pools are open and they've been very busy. I've had a chance to go over to the community center recently, and a lot of little kids toddling in and out with their swimsuits. It's really fun to see. So community center pools, the outdoor pools open, indoor pool. The Central Park splash pad has been very, very popular. And just as a reminder, that's free to the public and there's no registration or sign up required there. And then Weaver Lake Park, of course, is open to the public for swimming as well.
All right. In the last minute or two here, just to mention, Town Green has a lot going on. You can go to the city's website to find out about some of the different events and the different days and evenings that those activities happen. How about the farmers market with the hot weather too? Maybe some new produce showing up there. When is the market?
Yeah, so every Thursday from 3 to 7 at the community center. And I think everything's a little bit ahead of schedule because of the heat that we've had. So I know they had fresh strawberries last week. So get out to the market on Thursdays from 3 to 7.
All right. We have something coming up called the Pride and Color Community Gathering. Give us a little background of how this came together and what the event will look like.
Yeah, so the Maple Grove Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Community is hosting a Pride and Color Community Gathering on Sunday, June 27th at 4 p.m. in the garden area of Central Park. The event will include speakers, a dance performance, and a community walk in the Central Park area. And everyone is invited to attend this first event for this group.
All right, and we'll give you the website in just a second where you can find out more. Final note, Concert on the Lawn is coming up September 17th and 18th. Big event for the community here. What should we do right now to make sure we have a spot?
Yeah, so Maple Grove Lions are hosting this event this year. Friday night is the country night. Saturday night, the headliner is Soul Asylum, so kind of a more of a rock night. Go get your tickets. I think there might be some specials being hosted during Maple Grove days, but we really encourage people to get tickets. You can do Friday only, Saturday only, or both nights. But it should be a great night in the park there in September.
And a big partner to that is the Maple Grove Lions. So you can go to their website to find out more, or also to the city's website. We'll give you that in a second here. Next meeting again on July 19th with no meeting early in July. Heidi, thank you so much for the information today. Look forward to talk to you again soon. And for residents, here's that next meeting again coming up on the 19th of July. And see the city's website, maplegrovemn.gov, to find out more about what's going on. And again, if you have any questions, you can call the city at the number you see on the screen. For Heidi Nelson, I'm Dave Kaiser. Thanks so much for joining us on the Maple Grove City Report.